Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Iowa City Police making arrests for Saturday's sexual assault.
And later, see how one of the UI's newest majors is making a global impact.
One big event per semester that we do, and it markets to the immigrants, migrants, and refugee population here. And just to see people that are involved and care about that population is really hopeful for our future. I love to be surrounded by people that are interested in that kind of thing.
Our very own Jacob Senstad sat down with two sisters on the Iowa soccer team.
And we take a look at how refs in flag football handle their tough job.
Hot weather will stay with us more. I will tell you more about it in the weather.
All that and more coming your way.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good morning, Iowa City, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Christopher Cervantes.
And I'm Sydney Zatz.
Iowa City police officials have released another update on the fatal shooting that took place early Tuesday morning in North Liberty. The man killed by an alleged self-inflicted gunshot turned out to be a suspect in the robbery earlier that morning. At around 12:30 a.m., 21-year-old Darian Bradley was involved in an Iowa City robbery near Center Street and Davenport Street. Iowa City and North Liberty police are still investigating whether or not Darian Bradley's death was self-inflicted or a homicide. Stick with Daily Iowan and Daily Iowan TV for more on the case.
Police arrested the man accused of attempted sexual assault behind Mayflower Residence Hall early Saturday morning. Fitzham Russell of Cedar Rapids was booked to the Johnson County Jail Monday evening. The assault prompted the University of Iowa to issue a hawk alert early Saturday morning around 6 a.m. In 2010, Russell was listed on the Iowa Sex Offender Registry for an indecent exposure conviction in Lynn County, Iowa. As of now, he's being held on a $10,000 bond. Stay with Daily Iowan TV as the story develops.
University of Iowa has added a new major last year and it's already exceeding expectations. Ethan Gutstein has the story.
This fall marks 1 year since the Global Health Studies became an official major. Located in Schaefer Hall and beginning as a certificate, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences felt there was enough interest in global health to create a major and minor. After one semester, there were around 40 declared majors, but that was only just the start. Current director of the major, Professor Mariola Espinoza, could never have expected the major to grow so quickly.
Right now this spring, I was surprised that we have about 93 majors the last time I checked, and for a program that is not a department, that's pretty impressive, so we're very excited.
Through the certificate, students in the past have gone to help communities in Mexico, Costa Rica, and the Gambia, just to name a few places. Global Health Studies major and co-president of UI Global Health Club, Hannah Dimas, speaks about the importance of her major and the club.
It's really refreshing to be surrounded by those people because I know I'm surrounded by the future leaders that are looking for the best in everyone, whether they're born here or not.
Global Health Studies alumni have gone on to many different professions, such as law, nursing, medicine, pharmacy, and public health. Standing here right outside Schaefer Hall, Ethan Gutstein, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks, Ethan. Sydney, I was walking to work today and it actually started to feel a little bit like fall, to be honest.
That's right, Chris. It's getting chilly out, but I am from the Twin Cities, so in a way it still feels like summer since it's not below zero. But that's not the case here in Iowa City. Jingya Kim, why don't you tell us more about what kind of weather we could be expecting this next week?
That's right, guys. Yesterday we have experienced lower temperatures around mid-60 degrees. However, the hotter temperatures are coming back throughout the week. Let's start with this afternoon's weather. We are looking at 77 degrees with sunny skies. Moving on to the evening hours, we are looking at clear skies with 56 degrees. Tomorrow morning will be more chilly with temperature dropping down to 52 degrees. Now we'll look at our 5-day extended forecast. We're looking at sunny skies on Friday and subsequently partly cloudy skies on Saturday. On these 2 days, we will have the highs of around the 70s. Also, you should prepare to warm yourself in the morning and evening with the temperature dropping down to below 60 degrees. Sunday, the temperature will rise to 77 with partly cloudy skies and there is 20% chance of rain on this day. The temperature of the week peaks on Monday, reaching 81 degrees. Also, we have 40% chance of rain and scattered thunderstorms expected on Monday. And Tuesday will be sunny with similar temperature to Monday. Looks like we have to be patient for feeling autumn weather as we will be having temperature above 70 degrees until mid-October. That's all I got in the weather studio. Chris and Sydney, back to you.
The University of Iowa appears to be taking more steps towards mental health services for students. The UI opened up a new location inside the ground floor of the old Capitol Mall, adding to the original location at West Lawn. This new addition was made not only to increase accessibility counseling services, but also an effort to get up to speed with other schools in the Big Ten Conference. The location's grand opening will be this morning at 11:30.
Tuesday's Iowa Football Media Day covered the controversy surrounding NFL protests. During the news conference, Iowa football head coach Kirk Ferentz offered his take on kneeling during the national anthem. When asked about the crossover between sports and politics, he stated, quote, "This is the one time we put everything aside. We all dress alike, act alike, and we're trying to do the same thing. Whatever they do on campus is great as long as it's not illegal or immoral. I'm all for it." End quote. Later in the conference, when asked if he would support athletes taking a knee, he then said, quote, "I'd ask them to do it on their own time, probably use a platform where maybe it could make a difference," end quote. You can read more on Coach Ferentz's comments on today's edition of the paper and during tomorrow's pregame show with Mary Kate Harrion and Zach Mackey. You know, Sydney, that's one good thing about living in Iowa City. There is no shortage of football stories here.
That's right, Chris. Let's not forget about all the other Hawkeye sports. Taylor, Natalie, why don't you tell us more?
I don't know about you guys, but I know that I am so excited for yet another Saturday of Hawkeye football.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Iowa's going to play this weekend, but let's take a look at flag football.
Well, so far in this flag football season, there have been many questionable calls that have gotten Iowa fans furious at the officials. Alec took a look at officiating on the student level to get a look at the pressures a referee faces on a smaller scale.
The intramural football season is underway, and students from all over the university are all out trying to win it all in intramural flag football. And with men's, women's, co-rec, and fraternity leagues, some people have to maintain order when tensions get high.
You know, if you just pull up the flag, throw it up in the air, that gets them to be quiet real quick, but no, I'm just kidding.
Meet the intramural refs, a team of students whose job is to officiate all the many intramural sports offered by the university. Flag football is one of the earliest sports offered in the academic year and can be one of the most competitive and physical, making the job all more difficult for the officials.
You're out there on the court and you're a competitive guy, and as an official, I even become competitive sometimes. I get into the game and I get excited to play.
For those who are now interested in being an intramural ref, be warned, the job is not easy, and it gives a whole different level of empathy for those who are currently doing the job for referees in college football and professional football games.
I played baseball and basketball in high school, and I would always sometimes heckle the officials, but it's kind of like fighting fire with fire. Once you become an official, you kind of understand the difficulties that come with it.
One of those difficulties being handling unruly players who don't agree with their calls.
Usually a player just wants to be heard out most of all, so just listen to them, hear about their concerns, regardless if you agree with them or not. It's just to be an active listener, give them some good eye contact, good nonverbals, and just hear them out.
Yet with all the difficulties of the job, refs I talk to can't get enough.
It's like they say, like, if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. I think that coming out here is not a job, it's more of a hobby.
So, the next time you're at Kinnick complaining about a blown call, do what these students have done and try to put yourself in those officials' shoes. This has been Alec Giannakopoulos, Daily Iowan TV.
If there's anything doing live TV has taught us is that mistakes happen, so it's understandable but frustrating that referees can make them too.
With another Saturday approaching in just a few days, that can only mean one thing. Iowa football is back in action. The loss against Penn State was a difficult one for Hawkeye fans, and I headed to the Pentacrest to talk to students about their thoughts on the season. I'm Taylor Cassian.
And I'm Nicole Tomasic.
And we headed out on campus to see what Hawkeye fans had to say about this year's football season, and especially that heartbreaking loss against Penn State.
Yes, I know I was super heartbroken, but I know in going to Michigan State, it's going to be so strong and we're going to win it.
I agree. A lot of the fans here on campus are very enthusiastic for the rest of the season, so let's see what they had to say.
I think they're motivated actually by the loss because they came close to a ranked 4 in the country team, so I think they're going to rally and take down Michigan State, and we're going to have a great season.
I was watching the game on TV and it was horrible. Those last 10 seconds were just brutal. It broke my heart watching. Then everybody was just so excited, and then you just heard everybody's just like sighs just go throughout the crowd and everything. So it was really sad and everything. But I'm really excited for the University of Illinois game next week. So I think it'll be a good matchup. So
it was very emotional. On the way back from the game through downtown, I vented my frustrations on a tree, and I ended up breaking my hand. So
We have a fan with a broken hand. That is how he took the loss.
I think I was pretty good this year, and I think they proved that they can play with anybody, and they're going to end up having a good record this year.
I thought it was really disappointing. It was a really good game. I thought we were going to win, but next time.
It was my first game that I went to, and I was hoping for a good Hawkeye win, but we'll get them next time.
Wow, Taylor, I know after talking to those Hawkeye fans, it got me super excited for the Michigan State game.
I agree completely. I know that we, along with all the Hawkeye fans, cannot wait to see how the team will bounce back after this weekend.
Hopefully the fans' positive predictions for the remainder of the season come true, and Iowa football can bounce back from the loss this weekend and look to bring home a win from Michigan State.
2 players for the Hawkeye soccer team are not only teammates, but sisters as well. Jacob Sunset had the opportunity to sit down with them this week.
I'm joined by Corey and Devin Burns, sisters and players of the Iowa Hawkeye soccer team. Thank you so much for coming out and talking to me today. Of course. How old were you when you started playing soccer, and was it a sport you picked up right away, or did it take some time to get into?
I was probably 3 or 4, kind of right when my parents could start us in sports. It was all right, you're going in sports. And it was the first sport I played, that along with kind of every other sport a kid kind of gets into. And then eventually I just kind of stuck with soccer. So same, but I kind of didn't really try any other sports because she liked it, so I liked it. So
does it kind of affect your mentality going into a game, going into practice, knowing, hey, I've got my sister by my side, maybe it's going to be a little better, a little more fun?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of what factors into that is that, especially for games, is that our entire family's here, they're watching on TV and stuff like that, and our family loves it. Our extended family, they absolutely love it. So I think it definitely makes it a lot more special knowing that I'm stepping on the field with my sister. I'm okay, I have to do this for her too, not just for, of course, for my team and everything, but then I'm also I want to win this for my sister so I can be happy with what I left on the field for her.
Do you have any plans maybe after college you can try to play some soccer, maybe for a team, a club, an organization, anything along those lines?
I've definitely thought about it. I haven't really done any research or anything like that, but I do have a couple of friends that have gone overseas to play, and one's actually there right now, and she absolutely loves it. I haven't really thought much about it.
Watch the full interview, including their on-the-field competition, on Daily Iowan's YouTube page.
Tune in tomorrow morning to watch Mary-Kate Harrian and Zach Mackey break down Iowa's matchup with Michigan State this Saturday during their pregame show.
Guys, back to you at the desk.
That concludes this Thursday morning broadcast. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to check us out online at dailyiowan.com for all the latest stories. And don't forget to pick up a copy of The Daily Iowan on stands now.
For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Sydney Zatz.
And I'm Christopher Cervantes. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Breaking down barriers long before we knew they existed. Dottie Ray, a revolutionary trailblazer and Iowa City radio personality for over 50 years. Foundation builder for journalists. Please join us in sharing Dottie Ray's story on the big screen. After the showing, a panel discussion about Dottie's life will follow. It's all part of Habitat for Humanity's She Built the Future. For more information, please contact Habitat for Humanity.